I think technology is making this an opportunity that hasn't existed before. And so if you think about it, when we're reading a book, we're always imagining what might be going on in the story. And we've never been in a position where we've been able to actually take something like that and turn it into something interactive. It's too expensive. And so what I'm excited about is with the combination of AI and blockchain, I think finally these authors that create really great stories will finally have the opportunity to create this interactive content for cheaply enough that it could possibly replace the way that we experience these stories. So I think it's an opportunity for all these writers who have been building this content to finally have it in another form that people enjoy. I think games are the biggest sort of piece of the entertainment industry now, right? So if you look at movies and music, games are many times bigger than everything else combined at this point. And my last company had a lot to do with that. So my previous company, Zynga, we started the movement toward freemium games. And what we've seen is that grew the market to the place that it is today, where it's over 100 billion a year spent on these games. And so I think there's no other area inside of entertainment that's figured out really how to give consumers value and how to make as much revenue and create as much value as games have. And so I think, to me, maybe they are just games, but games are, really at like the forefront of the way most people experience content today. We don't really have any competitors in terms of the sense of what we're focused on. So we're very focused on enabling these IP holders who already have great IP in the space. So the people who hold projects like Bored Apes or Pudgy Penguins or CryptoPunks or Azuki, a lot of these holders are excited about using their IP, but they don't have the cash or the time to go and build that IP. And so our platform allows them to take the assets they already have and work with people who use our tools to go and create these games and this content. And so on their side, there's no work required. They're just sharing in the upside of what's created. It's a free option for them. Other platforms don't really have this type of functionality. And our tool set is unique. Like the ability for people to create no-code games from scratch with this IP, there's nobody else that's doing it yet. So I think it's, for writers, it's a new opportunity they don't have otherwise. Yeah, really this is about like empowerment, right? So what we saw with artists is artists have not been able to sell their work online until about 4 years ago. It's NFTs that finally enabled artists to have the same sort of scale and leverage that internet companies have had for 30 years. And so before NFTs, there was no internet native business model for selling art. But writers still haven't solved that problem. So if you're a creative writer, how do you sell your work online in a scalable way? I mean, you try to publish it through Amazon or something, but these models don't really work very well. And what we're really excited about is giving writers a way to compete with like modern forms of media like TikTok and games. These are the things that grab people's attention now. And writers and ebooks have been left a little bit in the dust by these new forms of media. And so if we can give those storytellers access to the same compelling form of media, then the best storytellers now have the tools that the video creators and everybody else has. And we think that'll be the thing that brings them into this new economy. Yeah, absolutely. And IP is huge in Asia, right? So I'm actually based in Tokyo, and we spend a lot of time talking and working with some of the other like offline Web 2 Japanese IP companies. And I think there's a big opportunity here. And I think the real idea is that your community is creating so much content around your brand now. And for the first time ever on the blockchain, you can verify who are the stakeholders in your community that own IP rights and what can they create together and by partnering with other people. This is something that you couldn't do without the blockchain. It's permissionless IP licensing. And so that's something that I think will enable all these writers who would never be able to get a deal writing or creating content for these IPs to now work with them. And that's going to birth just tons of new awesome content for people. I'm really excited about AI. I think AI is really a democratizing force. It's going to make what it means to be a creator will change completely. So just like we've seen tools like TikTok turn more people into video creators, we're going to see AI turn many people into creators of all sorts of kinds of content. And I think that the bar between what a AAA game studio can do and what a regular person in their bedroom can do that's not a professional game developer today, the gap is going to close, and it's going to close pretty rapidly. So what's on our mind is like, what value will those people want? And even if you can produce amazing content with AI, you're only allowed to use legally the IP that you have the rights to. And so what's really powerful about the platform we're doing is no matter how much AI progresses in terms of helping people create better content by themselves, you still need the rights to use these characters. And these characters are the characters that people they recognize and they love. And so there's a lot of value in using these characters. And so we think that that'll only improve, the usefulness.